glory though, morning glory. What it is, Monday morning? Yeah. What we doing today? How we turning up? What new money we talking about?
Ross has just always been one of my favorite rappers ever.
So a quick Google search says that your net worth is $150 million. Is that accurate?
They said it, duh.
Never seen someone ice rosé, but...
You never seen someone ice rosé? I'll talk to every jeweler in Miami that has fake diamonds.
Really, they do that?
Nobody got that joke.
It's an AP that I'm rocking. This is green stones, green emeralds. It's just me having fun. That's all it is.
I am fuming. That's a fake watch. That's not a real watch.
How can you tell?
That watch was only produced twice, one in 37mm, one in 41mm. And I know both owners, and they're not Rick Ross.
Welcome back to Gossip Locker. There's a real chance the new album's got diss tracks aimed at specific people. Yeah, names might actually get called out. That's not some throwaway tease either, coming from a guy who's built his whole brand on calculated moves instead of loose cannon drama, which is exactly why fans jumped on this the second the clip hit.
Rick Ross flew commercial this week.
Oh, man. Poor guy.
We ain't hired like Rick Ross in the airport neither. It's all good. Heading back to New York. Let's go next.
It didn't seem to me like he was hiding because he was taking a commercial flight. Rick Ross looked so depressed to be flying with y'all junkies.
Uncle Murder, you ain't never killed nothing. But what I want to do is give you and all your kids a free cleaning. Free teeth cleaning. I know what 50 going through right now. He may not be in the mood for this, Daphne Joy.
That put a wet towel over his head.
For the ones want to know where my jet at, I obviously didn't get the memo. It's being updated with Starlink. And I chose to fly commercial to Colombia to go party with Trick Daddy. When Ricky Rose take flights to 6 digits. I'm going to get some Mounion.
Asked if there's a Bruce Leroy moment hiding in there. A little nod at 50 Cent's son. Ross just laughed it off, joking it might make a solid song title, and that it's not too late to slap 50 with a real one, Last Dragon style. Small exchange, sure, but it tells you everything about how Ross operates. Half joke, half warning shot, letting fans connect the dots themselves.
Well, I guess. Real talk. I'm just
So who impresses DMX right now? Anybody?
I'm surprised you don't like Ross lyrically, man. Ross be
He's all right, man. He just talk about eating and you know, how much can it eat? How much weed can you smoke? Huh? Like, all right, you got a Maybach, you got the Aston Martin. Okay, good for you.
Is going broke. Okay, and he's now in damage control trying to clean things up, but it's too late. We've already seen how the boss is really getting
Asked straight up if he'd heard Drake's Iceman. Ross said he caught some of it, and his engineer thought it was rough, cracking that Drake still bringing up Michael Jackson, asking where the Billie Jean is at. Safe to say these two aren't linking up anytime soon, Ross added, joking Drake's kid might want to go fishing instead. Coming from a guy who once called Drake his favorite collaborator, that dismissive little line hits completely different.
9 figures. How'd you get there?
It's called hustling nonstop. I have 25 ventures and partnerships. Just got back from Dubai. I'm going to Canada Friday. Tonight we're in the club out here in the strip club. We performing. Itself will cover all my expenses for the year. It's just that consistent nonstop balance.
That's the sound of a relationship gone all the way sour, wrapped up as a joke. But when it comes to actual business moves, Ross wanted people to know something. This is album number 12. Asked how he's always this confident on the business side, his answer was simple. It goes exactly how he wants it because he's already paid before the album even drops.
You're only flying private, huh?
I told myself I would not charter a jet until I was ready to buy it. But I told myself, and I waited those 20 plus years.
Right.
And when it was time for me, it was an investment.
He doesn't know what deals everyone else is cutting on podcasts. The game's changed. And as a boss, you set your number up front. That's just how he moves. Been selling records 20 years straight. Not just for himself, for the whole brand. Hopes everyone else gets paid before the album drops too. Because once you're actually putting it together, that's the real work.
On the internet, Rick Ross is currently going viral because he was caught hiding while waiting for a commercial flight. And this is so wild framing because you can never catch me hiding while waiting for a commercial flight. You just saw me at the airport.
Damn, white boy. Kendrick done bust you in the head before y'all even finish the publishing splits.
there's a little shade buried in there. The implication that half the industry's out here negotiating after the fact, while he's already locked in before track 1 even exists. Asked point blank if things are any better with 50 Cent. Are they friends now? Do they even talk? Ross didn't blink. Nah, never been cool, not since day one. Pushed on why, given they're both heavyweights in the same game. Ross said there's plenty of history there, plenty of beef worth getting into. Small moment, but it tells you this ain't some old grudge that mellowed out. As far as Ross is concerned, nothing's cooled off in 15 years. After 5 years without a solo album,
Is it common knowledge that you mow your own lawn?
I think everybody in Fayetteville, they kind of know when the weather's right and they see that big tractor out there.
You got the tractor?
You're mowing your lawn.
Like a John Deere or something like that?
One time for John Deere.
Look at it. What kind of rich cut his own grass? Why you out there cutting your own grass?
Got the one with the radio, the AC in it. I tinted the windows.
How many acres you mowing?
Man, I'm not even sure now. I believe close to 400. When I go out and mow the lawn, I had a homies with me too.
You're trying to save money, nigga? You don't want to pay for the lawn to get cut, huh? The AC broken in the...
So we got a bunch of other smaller tractors. So when they see the big one out, they know that's the boss.
Dude, that's the friendship I aspire to have.
No, that's a
all
friendship.
Your homies on the weekend, like, yo, what y'all?
Yeah, let's cut the grass. No, that's some of the coolest shit ever.
Rick Ross is finally back in a big way. Album number 12, Set in Stone, drops July 17th, 2026 through Maybach Music Group in Gamma, and fans have been counting down since the announcement.
Make all day, at that point, you had to be a top.
Well, some stunners out here.
A top football player in the country.
Yeah. So who's all recruiting you?
Everybody.
5 years is a serious gap in an industry that rewards staying visible, which only raises the stakes on whatever this ends up being. Looking back, Ross has pointed out that back in 2006, everybody was bidding for him. People got exactly what he was going for, and he made it clear early this wasn't going to be some regular run. Asked if he'd put Drake on his own level, Ross was blunt. Of course not. He's a minion. Pushed further, Ross said whoever's asking might be confused, joking, "You can't be scared of a response from a minion." That word alone, minion, tells you how far this thing has fallen.
What's your question? Did you know Rick while he was working in law enforcement?
He was a correction officer.
So we're clear he was a correctional officer.
Yes, he was.
Recently accused you of working as a prison guard at one point, Rick. Is there any truth to that?
No, that's not true. But that's disappointing to hear that he said that. He said that?
This is somebody he once called his favorite person to work with, now just a minion. The timing on Set in Stone carries extra weight too, since it also marks 20 years since Port of Miami, the album that put Ross on the map and helped launch one of hip-hop's most recognizable careers. That connection has people wondering if the new one carries that same hunger.
By the way, too, you worked, I don't know if you want to talk about it all, because were you a correctional officer at one point?
I was, yeah.
So going all the way back, when was that? How long ago?
Maybe when I was 20.
20 years old?
Yeah. You know, I didn't really get to make it to the prison. Because you got to go through training and all that, and I didn't last long. I may have last 4 months.
Right.
Before they said,
yeah,
I was a little tardy.
Or shows a completely different Ross. Either way, expectations are sky high. 5 years is forever in this business. New artists running the charts, streaming shifting constantly, fans getting harder to impress. This is his shot to remind everybody why his name still means something. 20 years is a long time to stay relevant in any genre, let alone one moving this fast, which makes the anniversary framing feel less like marketing.
Slab, I'm handling some motherfucking business, homie. I hope you calling about money. What you calling about then if it ain't about no money? You know I only like to talk about money, but since I love you, what else you talking about other than money?
Have you seen anybody confront Rick Ross about you?
Not in person, no. Anytime I'm around, he disappears.
Like, hey, why are you running around with this dude's name when this dude's out of jail now?
Well, you know, these guys, like we talked about, when you got some money, they don't care if you beat, making them lick tampons, everybody.
More like an actual line in the sand. What makes this release even more interesting is where Ross sits in his career right now. This isn't some new guy trying to prove himself. He's already got a catalog full of hits, big collaborations, and an empire outside music entirely. That mix of nostalgia and fresh stakes turns this into more than just another release.
If I had to compare the two, I'd say Rick Ross was more like Biggie, Jeezy was more like Pac.
Rick Ross looks more like Biggie.
Rick Ross got lyrics though.
All right, well, I guess. Real talk. I'm just not
So who
impressed.
impresses DMX right now? Anybody?
I'm surprised you don't like Ross lyrically, man. Ross be
He's
spitting.
all right, man. He just talk about eating and how much can it eat? How much meat bean, can you smoke? Huh? Like, all right, you got a Maybach, you got the Aston Martin. Okay, good for you.
It's a real milestone, and there's a real tension worth naming here too. An artist who has nothing left to prove commercially, still choosing to load an album with shots at specific rivals. That's not somebody coasting on nostalgia. That's somebody still very much settling scores in real time. As the hype keeps building, the other thing that keeps coming back up is the Ross-Drake dungeon. In an older clip, Ross once called Drake one of his favorite people to work with. Asked about his jewelry, when somebody joked they'd never seen anyone ice quite like him, Ross said he's talked to every jeweler in Miami who moves fakes.
I got a lot of respect for a lot of rappers, but I got one guy. He's my favorite person to rap on any song. His name is Rick Ross. We were in the...
I gotta take this to the streets. One question for the coach.
What up?
Are we gonna get a Drake Rick Ross album?
We had that conversation.
Okay.
And it's most definitely under serious consideration.
Yes.
Real talk.
Before clarifying he's actually rocking a real AP with green emerald stones, and the whole bit's just him having fun. One skeptic wasn't buying it though, insisting a specific watch was fake outright, claiming that model was only ever made twice, 137mm, 141mm, and that he personally knows both real owners and neither one's Rick Ross. That's a weirdly specific accusation to just laugh off, not vague trolling.
We back, you dig?
Hold on, how long has this been in the works, man?
I'm gonna be honest, this just was a quick vibe, maybe 2.5 months, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, 2.5 months. Do you guys care about album sales anymore?
Of course, this point? As a businessman, you do. That's like niggas selling Jordans.
Somebody claiming actual insider knowledge on a niche watch, which is exactly the kind of detail that sticks around longer than a regular insult would.
Back to that old compliment. Ross has flat out said Drake's his favorite to work with on a record, but asked again if he'd put Drake at his level, same answer.
One of your favorite songs with Drake?
Stay Scheming, I'm gonna say Stay Scheming.
Legendary song. Right? Yeah, I see. Yeah, you have to put that there.
Drake came out. He came out to us. He came out in the streets. He came to us. When we put that record together, it was one of those vibes.
Of course not, minion. And if you're confused about that, you need to look closer. That contradiction, favorite collaborator one breath, minion the next, is basically this whole feud in miniature. None of this fell apart clean. It's messy, personal, and clearly still raw. These two used to be constant collaborators, dropping plenty of memorable records together.
Yo, Rose, what is your true relationship with Drake? Nah, the love is genuine, and it's been like that for close to a decade now, since he came in the game. You know what I'm saying? When Drake was just getting on the team, being in Miami, needed a record, I moved for him the same way I moved.
But that shifted hard over time and turned into one of hip-hop's biggest ongoing storylines, to the point where jokes about publishing splits have practically become their own running bit. Because of all that history, every new drop from either one gets picked apart for hitting shots now. Drake's Iceman only added more fuel once fans flagged a track a lot of people think is aimed at Ross. Asked about the album again,
listening to this, homie, listen to me, my nigga. Shine. I don't wanna see you lose. No real nigga wanna see you lose. That ain't what nigga about. This culture, this game, this rap shit, this ain't what it's about. I don't wanna see you lose. When I was the #1 nigga in the rap game, I showed niggas love.
Ross repeated the rough listening line, brought the Michael Jackson jab back, and reiterated collaborations not happening. At this point, these two clowning each other's new music has basically become its own storyline, running alongside the actual music. Things got even hotter after Ross got caught boarding a commercial flight. The internet reacted instantly.
Being a hoe is when they
I would. I let them knock the Mario coins out of me. I would. And it's good. I speak across the room.
To me.
So love.
Montana done came to me and we done had conversations. Nigga, listen, we ain't on no I'm not on no disrespectful. Montana real. Ricky Rose, you know me. You know I love to be disrespectful. That's what I am. But my nigga, listen, it's deeper than rap. It's deeper than rap, homie. This the first time I said this. Montana with you the long way.
Memes, debates, side-by-sides everywhere. Fans arguing whether Drake's bars were direct shots or just clever wordplay. Asked about only flying private, Ross explained he promised himself decades ago he wouldn't charter until he could buy outright. And when the time came, it wasn't a splurge, it was an investment, consistent with everything else he's ever said about his money. Nothing's impulsive. Even the flashy stuff is calculated.
Online, the story had already written itself. Rick Ross going broke, now doing damage control. Too late, according to plenty of people.
since everybody had already seen how the boss was really moving. Ross flew commercial that week, and the jokes flew fast. Poor guy. We ain't hiding like Rick Ross in the airport.
Beautiful day. Me waking up from a nap, I just realized BBL Drizzy called his mommy on me. He shared their text messages between each other. Cupcake Drake, tell your mama you stayed out past your curfew, white.
He was literally just heading back to New York, standing in plain sight the whole time, so calling it hiding never really tracked. Uncle Murda piled on too, joking Ross looked depressed flying with everybody else. Ross clapped back that Murda's never killed anybody and offered him and his kids a free teeth cleaning. Folks also noted 50 Cent probably wasn't even in the mood for jokes given everything else swirling around him. As for the jet, Ross addressed it directly, said it's simply getting updated with Starlink, and that he chose to fly commercial to Colombia specifically to party with Trick Daddy, joking that once he's back on six-figure flights.
I want to do Aston Martin music minus Drake vocals. So no Drake vocals.
Decide to tell the DJ not to play Drake's vocals on Aston Martin music.
Let's enjoy it without them. If they want it, let them sing it, and that's cool too. But yeah, my DJ minus that. Let's go.
He's popping bottles of Moscato. Wild how fast one airport photo turned into a whole subplot with its own cast. Murda, 50, the entire comment section, all off one sighting. Some people laughed it off. Others defended Ross, pointing out flying commercial is completely normal no matter how much money you have. Classic rap internet. One moment snowballs into a full-blown saga, keeping both names trending.
And that old ass jet you got, they gave it to you free. That's a 1978. Be safe on that, Drizzy. Be safe on that plane. That old God is great. Y'all need to pray for Drake and tell him, park that old ass plane. It's a 1978 cargo jet. People gave it to him free for promo. And I ain't hating, but be safe. If something was to happen to you and I couldn't tell you this, be safe. And anybody getting on it, be safe, man. Wear your seat belts and make sure the oxygen thing's in there, because that shit was just for luggage.
Whether Ross touches any of this on Set in Stone is one of the biggest questions hanging over the album. His whole career runs on confidence and staying composed under pressure, so people are curious if he addresses it head-on, gets subtle about it, or just lets the music talk. That uncertainty is basically fueling half the pre-release buzz right now.
Asked how he hit 9 figures, Ross's answer is always the same. Non-stop hustle, 25 different ventures and partnerships, just back from Dubai, off to Canada the next night, strip club performances alone covering a whole year's expenses. Same consistent grind every time. Asked about a quick Google search putting his net worth at $150 million.
Thank you everybody for all the prayers, but I'm gonna tell you, we on the jet and I'm seeing the fighter jet. I see his nose, it's like Tom Cruise from Top Gun. I seen his nose, I'm seeing him in the cockpit. And I'm like, damn. I see his cheeks and nose going back from the G-force. I'm like, damn. And then, hey man, it happened. You know what I'm saying? I can't say what happened, but it happened. Come on, white boy. But we safe, everybody.
Ross treated it like an obvious given instead of confirming or denying anything specific. It's basically become his signature move. Never quite confirming the number, never really denying it either, just letting the assumption of wealth do all the talking. Hip-hop's always run on competition and lyrical exchange, and plenty of fans think the best response is a great album, not a headline. But everybody knows Ross has never been shy about speaking his mind.
What's up? You gonna press us out in our f***ing city, nigga? What's up? Back up, nigga. What's up, bro? Come on. What's up? Why are you walking right now? Come on, man.
So every bar on Set in Stone is going to get picked apart for connections to all this. That level of attention alone shows how much interest is riding on this drop. Not just the music.
Fat ass ain't throwing no blows. Man, Will, they swung on your fat. You ain't done. You stood your fat ass back, man. Your scary ass. Your big fat scary ass stood back. Looking good down from this angle.
But where Ross actually stands in the game right now. All that naturally circles back to another long-running rivalry, Ross and 50 Cent.
going back roughly 15 years and generating more headlines than almost any other rap beef of its era.
You raps, you get punched in the face on some TLC shit, and TLC has 3 different meanings here, so pay attention. TLC, like the wrestling event where guys are obviously getting punched and they're fighting, you gonna need a chili ice pack for your left eye. So TLC this time is referring to the iconic R&B group, 2 members from this group whose names are Chili and Left Eye. And what's also crazy, the 3rd meaning of TLC, tender, love, and care. And the backstory behind all of this, Drake is rapping about an event that took place when Rick Ross got pressed after playing Not Like Us, and he just so happened to get punched on the left side of his face.
In one particularly sharp exchange, 50 accused Ross of being obsessed with his lifestyle, framing the whole thing as free promo for Ross's upcoming project. Attention that, in 50's words, vanishes the moment the hype dies, unlike his own staying power. Made it clear nobody controls him, and messing with Ross's life is just something he enjoys. Nothing new, business as usual.
Been there. That's it. The security tell me he shouldn't have been there.
Yeah.
Yeah. Nothing about what was on that video say Rick Ross should have been here doing this.
Imagine if I had the chance to slap 50 Cent with this shit right here. Come get it.
Classic 50 move, turning the whole feud into a hobby he happens to be exceptional at. Over the years, these two have traded diss records, interviews, social posts, each side finding a reason to respond every time the other made news. Fans have watched this thing stretch across multiple eras of both careers, one of rap's longest-running beefs. At one point, 50 brought up the mother of one of Ross's kids.
Jose, the history with you and 50, is it better now? You guys now friends, like you guys talk now, or is it still no relationship?
Nah, homie Wash, we've never been cool.
From day one?
No.
This is a big business you guys are a part of. You guys are 2 of the heavyweights in the business.
I mean, what is there to talk about?
A lot of things to talk about. History, the beef.
What kind of history? That he couldn't dress? That's all I used to tell him. Yo, you can't dress. You're not really getting no money. You don't own your masters. Eminem saved you. Dr. Dre saved you. All the big names. Rose did it himself. Came in through slip and slide. I had to build this myself. And I'm not speaking down on him because he live in a 2-bedroom apartment, but...
He lives in a 2-bedroom apartment?
2-bedroom. Catch the alley hoop now. Got him one by Yama, this bitch.
2-bedroom apartment.
Yes, he does. And if he does, what does that say about him? Come on now. Just the alley hoop? Come on now. What does it say about him?
Referencing her past work as a sex worker. Elsewhere, somebody asked 50 straight up if he knew Ross back when Ross was in law enforcement. 50 confirmed it. Yeah, Ross was a correctional officer. Asked about it himself more recently, Ross confirmed it too. Yeah, correctional officer. Started around 20, though he says he never even made it through training properly and got let go after roughly 4 months for being chronically late. Asked if he's got any respect left for how Ross has run his career, 50's answer was flat. None. Never wanted to work with him.
And 50 lives in a 2. He just did a big documentary on Diddy that blew up. It was the #1 documentary for like weeks.
You just to the Drake stands. Can only imagine what that feels like. Well, I really couldn't. But damn, niggas say 3 albums are trash albums, 2 years too late. Hey man, it was fun while it lasted. You're washed. Where's Iceman? There's Iceman. The throat goats.
Small but telling, Ross has softened his story on that old job over the years, but 50's never softened 1 inch on Ross personally. Even in quieter stretches, one new interview or post is enough to reignite the whole thing, since both these guys are known for talking their business confidently. A lot of people see this less as a beef that fizzled, and more as an ongoing flex of hip-hop's competitive streak. Asked again if things have improved.
Not putting Drake at your level.
No, see, you might be, I could see it in your eyes, you might be confused. If Drake was what he thought, he would have been able to clear all this shit up, address it, and been moved on. I listened to some of it. My engineer it was horrendous. They lost an hour of their life for this shit.
Listen to it.
Yeah.
Are they recovering?
Yeah, trauma.
Trauma. It's tough.
Ross repeated, no homie, wash, never been cool since day one. Pushed on the actual issue, Ross brought up 50's fashion sense as a running joke. Can't dress, doesn't have his own money, doesn't own his masters, crediting Eminem and Dre with basically saving his career. Ross, meanwhile, says he built his own lane through slip and slide, with nobody handing him anything.
wasn't trying to talk down on 50, he clarified, just noting 50 reportedly lives in a 2-bedroom apartment, which says something depending who you ask. Asked what it says about dragging up an old relationship weeks later involving a woman Ross isn't even with anymore, Ross shrugged, said nothing else really works for 50 outside of bringing him up. And whenever things get rough for 50, his name pops up, gets picked up across every hip-hop blog like clockwork. Pointed to his own property too, a mansion that reportedly costs more than the clubs 50 hangs out in, and clowned him for mowing his own lawn, joking a genuinely rich person doesn't do their own yard work unless they're trying to save a buck. Ross kept circling back to the same point, built it himself through slip and slide, not talking down on anybody for their apartment situation. Pushed on what that detail actually says, Ross just let it sit there. He also brought up 50's Diddy documentary, which hit #1 and stayed there for weeks. Pointed out that as far as he's concerned, 50 doesn't actually own any of that either, just gets a flat check and his name attached, that's it. Worth noticing the pattern here. Every time either side scores a real win, the other one finds a way to make it sound hollow. Every time Ross gears up for something big, fans naturally wonder if there's lyrical shots buried in there. Ross has suggested certain artists only generate real buzz for themselves by bringing his name up, pointing out 50 had some massive records back when he had top producers around him, and without that machine now, output slowed way down. According to Ross, a whole career built off one rivalry isn't surprising when that same rivalry gets leaned on again to stay relevant. Basically his response, good luck. One of us is trying to sell a CD right now, and it ain't him. As Set in Stone gets closer, people keep asking if Ross stays purely on the music or touches any of these rivalries. At this point, both of them have built serious businesses outside music entirely, which honestly puts the whole thing in a different light than it had years back. Two men in their late 40s and 50s, both worth millions many times over, running businesses with zero overlap, still circling back to the same 15-year-old argument? That says something about how personal this actually still is underneath all the business talk. Even so, the history keeps pulling interest, since it's basically part of hip-hop culture at this point, with younger fans discovering the whole saga through old songs and old interviews. Plenty of speculation, but nothing's confirmed a direct 50 Cent response on the album, and a lot of listeners think the biggest statement might just be delivering strong music after 5 years away. If Ross reminds people why his style's held up for 2 decades, the conversation could actually shift back to the music, even while fans keep combing every lyric for clues. In one older clip, 50 claimed Ross secretly admires his style, his money, and would drop everything to work with him if he could, insisting he knows it's true. The history between these two runs way deeper than a few exchanged comments, which is exactly why it keeps coming back up years later. Became one of the defining rivalries of its era. Both guys using music, interviews, and social media to answer each other. One of the biggest moments was 50 dropping Officer Ricky, a diss track mocking Ross's old correctional officer job before rap. That song became a massive topic across hip-hop and fueled months of debate about image and authenticity. Ross didn't stay quiet, answered with his own music and comments as things kept escalating. Over time, it stopped being about any single disagreement and just became two stars refusing to back down. Names kept popping up together in headlines, even without new music dropping. That long history turns every major Ross release into a moment for fans to wonder if another chapter is about to get added. The feud spilled way past music too. Plenty of stories fans still bring up. Interviews, social media jabs, business-related shots, keeping it alive long after it started. Stretches where 50 joked about Ross online, Ross firing back instead of ignoring it. As the years went on, both guys focused hard on growing their business empires while still winning in entertainment. Never stopped fans from digging the history back up whenever either dropped something new. Now, with Set in Stone close, same question resurfaces. Does Ross reference any of it, or let the music speak? Nothing's confirmed direct 50 references, but that hasn't slowed fans down from picking apart every preview for clues. Almost 15 years in, this rivalry's just part of hip-hop history now. Ross added even more fuel during an appearance on Patrick Bet-David's podcast, where talk naturally turned toward the album and hip-hop's competitive side. Ross said to expect a few records aimed at other rappers, instantly sparking fresh speculation. Spread fast, with fans immediately guessing targets. Conversation didn't take long to land on the same two names, 50 Cent and Drake. Given the history with both, people started wondering if Set in Stone has direct responses, subtle nods, or just confident bars open to interpretation. Classic rap release anticipation, fans dissecting every line, hunting for hidden meaning, debating whether bars are aimed at specific people or just genre-standard competitive energy, only adds another layer of mystery before it's even out.
The Drake and 50 talk reminded people both rivalries have followed Ross through different eras, impossible to fully separate from anything new he drops. On the Drake side, recent Iceman headlines and fan theories already reignited the whole back-and-forth conversation. Asked again about the album, Ross repeated the rough listening line, the Michael Jackson jab, reiterated collaborations off the table. Meanwhile, Ross and 50 have spent years trading public shots, one of hip-hop's longest-running beefs. Even with all that history, nobody actually knows what's on Set in Stone. Until it drops, fans will sort real lyrics from theories and decide for themselves what each line means. That uncertainty alone is keeping the whole thing buzzing as July 17th gets closer. Same Patrick Bet David conversation also touched on Ross's wealth and the empire he's built over the years. Ownership, investing, income outside rap, all core to his whole image. From the label to his other ventures, he's consistently sold himself as somebody playing the long game instead of chasing album sales alone. That business mindset shapes his reputation just as much as the music does, and it's part of why fans see Set in Stone as more than just another album. It's the next chapter from a guy who's balanced music and business for years. Conversations circle back to competition and hip-hop generally too. Ross repeating he's never shied away from talking about the sport of it all. Worth noticing how consistently he loops every conversation back to ownership and the idea that the real flex isn't the jewelry or the jet, it's the paper trail behind it. Once that interview made the rounds, fans connected it straight to the Drake and 50 talk, sparking a wave of theories about what's actually on this album. Some think it addresses one or both of them. Others think Ross stays in his own lane and lets the music talk. Right now, there's zero official confirmation either name's on any diss track. No verified track list to settle it. Hasn't stopped anybody from combing every preview for clues though. And with the release getting closer, speculation just keeps climbing. Whether the theories hold up or not, one thing's clear. Set in Stone is already one of the most closely watched hip-hop drops of the year. As July 17th approaches, the hype just keeps building. Marking 20 years since Port of Miami, his first solo album in 5 years, carrying the weight of one of the biggest careers in modern hip-hop. Plenty of reasons this one feels different. Fans want the production, the storytelling, the confidence. Whatever surprises show up once it actually lands. Add in the rivalries, the business talk, the expectations that come with being a rap veteran, and it's easy to see why this one's already circled on calendars everywhere. Until it drops though, the biggest questions stay open. Listeners separating confirmed info from theory, just enjoying the buildup. Whatever happens once it lands, one thing's certain. Everybody's listening, and hip-hop's going to have plenty to say about it. We want to know what you think. Is Set in Stone shaping up to be one of Rick Ross's best? Which track are you most hyped for? Drop it in the comments. If you rocked with this one, smash that like, subscribe, and share it with the homies so they don't miss the next update. Appreciate y'all. Catch you in the next one.